Jade, a tech company CEO, recently sold his company, found himself awakened in the Colony House after being asleep in the back seat while his friend Toby was driving when they arrived in the village. Toby was immediately killed, and later we see Jade not take the situation serious. Jade, believing that the town is a game room or escape room, challenged himself to explore and find small details and clues that would lead to his exit during his investigation. He started having vision when he went to a seemingly abandoned root locker on the road leading out of town. This was his first vision, where he saw a soldier underneath a boulder seemingly crushed, and then in a forest, after he was trying to set up the antenna, he saw a Civil War soldier with a musket that chased him into the woods. His third vision was at the Colony House, where he saw a puppet. The puppet appeared next to him, quiet, and then seemingly jumped at him. Jade dismissed this as nothing. I believe something else is going on with Jade separate from the others. His flashbacks are unique to him, and Jade's roles seem to be finding what the symbol, because none of the people in his visions are monsters, only soldiers. Looking at some of the behind-the-scene footage it did the showrunner, they did say that everyone in the town has their own role. So that means that if Jade is seeing the Civil War soldiers, then the boulder guy from the Civil War, like the others are seeing in the tree when they try to get the radio antenna. If you look up Civil War's Devil's Den, Civil War soldiers used to hide behind boulders on flat land because there was no other cover. That defensive strategy was used in the Battle of Gettysburg. Maybe the soldiers were out on the battlefield, saw the downed tree, and boom. The Civil War did take place between 1861 and 1865, and 1864 was written on the wall in Tabitha's dream when she was climbing up the stairs. It was also in the note found by Boyd in the glass bottle in the forest, so there is some connection to that time, the Civil War, and maybe that place. Could they be in Gettysburg? Their surroundings does look to be an eastern coast town, even though the show is shot in Canada. It doesn't look like a West Coast or northern West Coast Seattle area. Sarah. Sarah has heard voices of past villagers, not necessarily the creatures. Sarah's vision started with her arm and the magic inscription seemingly etched into her skin that simply said, "Kill the boy." According to the story, there are two boys in the town. We don't know if the boy meant was the boy in white or Ethan. Later, she confessed that these voices told her to not only kill the boy, but also kill Jay's friend Toby and leave the door open. Later, Sarah confessed that the voices she heard were not monsters but people, and one of the people seemingly being Boyd's wife, calling him Mr. Fishing Loaves. Mr. which was what his nickname was in the military. From the timeline of Sarah's arrival until now, there was no way that Sarah could have heard this, because that story was seen in a flashback of Boyd, his wife, in a car before and when they arrived to the town. But if it is true, then it was Boyd's wife who was telling Sarah, Tabitha, and her visions. When Tabitha starts seeing the lighthouse, she didn't have visions before. She had an idea to follow the wires into the basement and started digging down to see where the wires would go. When she got halfway through her digging, she seemingly called out to Julie and went up the steps, but the steps turned into a spiral staircase leading her to a lighthouse. This was a vision that she had when she got to the top of the lighthouse. Tabitha seemingly saw her husband Jim hanging upside down. The next vision was of two kids seemingly following her after episode 1 season 2, and then more kids in the forest that were seemingly chanting something at her. At the time, we couldn't understand the chant, but now know what it was saying. The Beothunk interpretation is tree or trees. The next person with vision is Ethan. Ethan frequently sees the boys in white, even though he has not talked with the boy in white. He does see the boy in white, just like Victor. Ethan told Victor about the boy in white, and Victor automatically recruited Ethan to help solve the quest. Boyd did not have visions until he went to the forest, and the forest is where he saw spiders, which may or may not have been a vision. Sarah did confirm that there was some bugs on him, but did appear to the viewers to pull the bugs off of him. She could have just been playing alone to save them from whatever was coming their direction. We see Sarah pushed Boyd into a fast tree. She found out about the fast tree from the boy in white who spoke not using his mouth and his words, but spoke from his mind. The boy in white seemed to use telepathy from his mind to Sarah's mind. Tabitha and Boyd seem to be sharing the same vision, but Tabitha and what Boyd saw are connected, but not to what Jade and Ethan saw. What Tabitha and what Boyd saw are connected, but not to what Jade and Ethan saw. Boyd and Sarah are seeing different things, but they both saw the spider. It is obvious that the more you try to escape the town or closer you become to escaping, the more visions or problems that person faces. It's almost like you want to keep living day to day in the town forever without trying to escape. Jade saw visions when he got close to the underground bunker, where we know there is a fast tree. Boyd saw his wife Abby when he got close to the lighthouse, which we also know is by a fast tree exit. Tabitha saw the light as she was coming from the basement. How do these connect? We don't know. Are they connected? Anyway, we won't know until more episodes released. On behalf of the Movie Guru and Movie Guru Media, thank you for listening. Please remember to like and subscribe to be notified of my next video. Of course, we want to know what you think, so let's discuss in the comments. Take care, and I'll see you on the next episode.